For more than 4 decades, New Hampshire Humanities has invited citizens to engage in free public programs that help us think creatively and critically, to reason and reflect, and to ask the big questions of our time. In this complex and changing world, exploring the humanities gives us a better understanding of our society, our world, and what unites us as humans. This is New Hampshire Humanities.
Right now, as our lives are becoming more digital and robotic, the need for the human experience and the humanities is more prevalent.
In our busy lives, we often don't take the time to talk to our neighbors, to talk to the other people in our community about our hopes, our dreams, the things that really matter to us. And what New Hampshire Humanities does is provide space and time for reflection, for thinking, for imagination, and for community as well.
And the more your brain does mental gymnastics around an idea, thinking about it differently, the more enlightened you can become and the more connected we become as people. And
we've been doing this for 44 years. And in the 44 years, we've reached over 2 million people.
And I think that's an extraordinary number. If we think about the work that we even did just last year, we impacted over 147,000 people in the state. We've impacted 183 different communities and partnered with over 273 different organizations around the state. That is a heck of a number. We're an organization that's responding to changes in our everyday experience in our life. The world is changing and we need to change with it.
Most unnatural was the applause of leaves. It lacked the crackle of an umber wing.
New Hampshire Humanities has been around for several decades. You know, they've done a lot of great work with different communities and with people and putting on amazing programs. But one of the things that I'm really excited about is that we're really open to change and figuring out, you know, what people in the future, people moving to this state, people who have been here a long time, how do they also connect to this organization?
The Elephant in the Room series was a series of programs focused on difficult issues, things that we find difficult to discuss.
Tonight we have the opioid crisis, and in particular, its effect on families.
New Hampshire Humanities is willing to tackle subjects that other funding organizations won't touch. They offer structure and support to reach out and really push to make sure an organization like mine, which is small, has the resources to tackle difficult topics.
What is it that causes human beings to want to enslave and force others, coerce others?
We had more young people in the theater for that program than we have for many of other programs.
It's engaging both the youth and the older generations in a conversation that we should be having, and the types of conversations that are hard to have but really push us forward.
We have to honor and respect our past and at the same time recognize that as society changes, we need to change with it. It's not an either or, it's an and. It's about New Hampshire stone walls, and it's about wealth inequality. It's about New Hampshire and New England quilts, but it's also about issues related to inclusion. And as such, we've adopted our philosophies. And those guiding principles represent access, innovation, and elevation.
And I'm very excited to think about how we can reach new people, how we can bring more people in, what kinds of changes we could even make to some of the programs to be more inclusive and more accessible. Once I got to know people, the story of the state, I started to feel more connected to it.
The humanities does help people change and grow. That's the experience I've had in my own life.
To be able to formulate our own stories is the way for us to understand what happened to us.
We can find commonality through stories, through thinking about what it is we really want, what we want our future to look like, what we want our communities to look like.
Hope and conflict. They have always been here, and hope has always won.
I wake up every single day thinking about how we can positively impact the lives of people in the state in ways that they've never even dreamed of yet.